Okay, so playing feels really uncomfortable. You're not able to play your runs. Everything just feels wrong with your guitar. What do you do? Well, you could find a corner and cry a little bit, but probably won't work. Now, you could practice, that might work. But you could also swap the strings, which is what I'm going to do today. And just to give you a little bit of backstory, I found out I was playing this favorite guitar of mine less and less, and I didn't really know why. So I tried going up in string gauge from a custom like 09 to 46 set to this one, Power Slinky. So currently I have some Power Slinky strings here, which means 11 to 48. So basically Stevie Ray Vaughan territory. It didn't work at all for me. Perhaps the sound was good, I don't know, but just playing didn't feel right. Just very hard to bend and play, and it just feels like way too much resistance. So today I'm gonna do the opposite. I'm gonna put on some 08 strings, and I'm gonna tune down the guitar to E flat. And I think that's gonna feel like the polar opposite. I might have to, adjust the intonation and maybe even the truss rod. We'll see. Or most likely the truss rod actually, and maybe the intonation. We'll see. I didn't change anything in the nut when I put on these thick strings, so hopefully I'll be okay. The nut should be okay. We'll see, but it's gonna be cool, I think, because it's gonna be like the guitar is gonna be basically like reborn. Oh, okay. So let's get rid of these Power Slinky strings. Maybe I'll use them on some other guitar. Now it's extra slinky, and of course it pains me a little bit to remove the strings because they're new. But what can you do? Guitars are for playing, and if I don't play the guitar, what the heck am I gonna do with it? So yes, a bit of wasted money there, but I'll survive. So let's go. Maybe I'll just be on the safe side, and I'm gonna use my drilling tool with a drill bit or whatever it's called, and just quickly decrease the tension of the strings so they don't snap in my face when I cut them off. This is a fairly quick process, which just makes it smoother. I can't tell you how much time this this screwdriver, I guess, electric screwdriver with a drill bit, how much time that has saved me. Now I can just chop the strings off like this, and I'll be good to go. There you go, 6 strings off. I butchered the value of this set. How's Instagram doing? Hola bro, Santiago, what's up? Good to see some people here. Okay, now of course the tricky part might be getting the strings off from the other side. Doing okay with a few of these strings, at least. Trying to push them in so they come up on the other side. Here we go. Here they are. Now I do have a little cheating tool here for the ones that are harder to grab. This one. Very useful. There we go. There we go. Should have 6 now. No, 1 left. High E string. See if I can grab you. Ooh, this one, slinky indeed. But there you are. Here's a 6 string. Fantastic. Fantastic. Okay, strings are off. Now should be a matter of just removing them from the top. Yep. There we go. Fantastic. Strings are off. Okie dokie. So the neck looks kind of good. I don't think I need to put any lamb oil or anything on it. Or the fretboard looks good because I did that when I changed the other strings, which I haven't been using. But if you're wondering about the neck, it is a little bit scalloped. That's to compensate for the pretty low vintage frets here. And that was actually a good upgrade on the guitar. But now we need a string upgrade. So shake it a little bit, see if anything needs tightening here. I think we're okay. Yeah, I'll just put on the new strings. Maybe remove some dust here. It's always a good idea to think about a little bit of maintenance whenever the strings are off, because it's so much easier when you don't have them there. Let's open the new package. Scissors. There we go. Let me see here. Just seeing if I can see some stats there. There we go. What is this sorcery? So it feels like sorcery, Tony. I'm just swapping strings, no sorcery. Or what were you referring to? Ooh, I like it. 38. So these are the thickest strings. And the thinnest strings, 8. Woo! Okay, cool. Let's do this. So I can't say I'm the most skilled person in the world at swapping strings. I actually hate doing it, but I must say my interest for doing this got a little upswing when I started experimenting with different string gauges. I had been using my custom 09 to 46 Elixir strings forever, like 15 years or something. And they're good because you don't have to change them as often. So in other words, I could avoid doing what I'm doing right now. But then I started understanding that, hey, 08 strings are pretty cool. Tung tung, what's up? So I put some 08s on and it just totally changed my strat, my red strat. And now, let's see if I do this right now. I think I'm good. And now I've also started putting on some heavy gauge strings, and it's worked really well. I fucked up. I shouldn't speak while I do this. One more attempt. I'm really bad at this, especially when talking. Okay, now it's better. Okay, this is dangerous. I often over tighten the strings when I do this with a drill. Yeah, the E string should be good. Maybe not the most beautiful job there, but I think we're doing okay. Now let's do the A string. Ooh, this is exciting. For every string, I'm getting closer to the end goal. And what I'm hoping is that this guitar is gonna become a really nice, like, clean shred guitar, if that's a thing. Also just for clean stuff, but it's always been good for clean, even with the thick strings on, but for shredding, I think it might help. And it's got a fantastic clean sound, so odds are pretty good. Oh, wait a minute, this is how we're gonna do it, like that. Okay, now try to do this a bit better this time. Yeah, so basically you want to be a little bit careful with the angle here, because if the angle is too steep, you might get some tuning issues. So, or bending issues. But it looks okay now. If the angle is not good enough, you might instead get sustain issues. So I'm speaking about this angle. Now, I'm by no means an expert here, but yeah, I try to avoid angles here. If it's too steep, like I said, then you know, you bend the string and you might go out of tune. Rodney Foley, happy to have you here, and thank you so much for digging my tips, man. So what I was saying there when reality struck and I had to pause my speaking was that I have started swapping strings both to thinner gauges and to thicker gauges. But on this particular guitar, having a thicker string gauge did not seem to help. Yes, Matt Bessin, let's see how I do it up here, close up. So what I do is, on these tuners, these are Wilkinson tuners, I use the upper hole. There are 2 holes. I use the upper one, and that's because, again, as I was saying, you want to avoid having too steep of an angle, or you might get the typical like Gibson Les Paul tuning issues. Now then what I do is I pull the string backwards 1.5 frets for the wound strings. Pull it back so that I can then give it artificially like create a turn up here, and then I push the remaining of the string upwards. And what's going to happen then, the string is going to lock over itself, and that's kind of the goal here, because you want the string to be locked and tight so it doesn't move. Go. And then of course I'm gonna cut off the loose ends here, but this looks pretty okay to me. Now it gets a little bit trickier here with the plain strings, and that's because they tend to not lock themselves in place as well as the other ones. So what I do, and I think is a recommended way, is to give it an extra turn over itself on top there. So let me show you how I do that. Again, I'm gonna use, maybe I'll use not the upper one this time. Let's see. Or will I? Yeah, I'll use the upper hole here. So what I'm gonna do now, hopefully it'll work. Like I said, I don't really have a good routine of doing this too often, so I forget my method, but after a couple of strings it tends to come back. So what I'm gonna do now is pull the string 2.5 frets. So 1, 2.5. And that's gonna give me enough extra string so I can make 2 turns up here on top. 1 and 2. And now, oh, actually 3, so maybe I had a bit too much there, but 3, and now I'm pushing the remaining of the string upward, and then I can use my tool to tighten it. And this is dangerous, don't do this. I don't know why I always do it, I should stop. I'm just so intrigued by the fact that it's so much faster process ever since I got the drill tool. Okay, now we're getting to the sensitive string gauges. This is the B string, and it's 11. So this is the gauge of the high E string of your typical SRV style setup. Just shows you how thin these strings are. What is Instagram saying? Instagram is quietly just looking at what I'm doing. That's fine. Quiet, what's the word? Spectator. Okay, So same thing with all the plain strings. Of course, now we have a string tree here to help us have a good angle. Maybe I should just cut these off. There we go. Now you can see what I'm doing. Now we have a string tree here, which is going to help us get the right angle. So I will still keep using the upper hole here, because that will assure a firm angle to the string tree. So let's see here what we have. Again, I'm tightening the string and then I'm pulling it backwards and I'll just do 2 frets now, because 2.5 was a little bit too much, I think. I'm now giving it 2 turns up here so that it locks over itself, and then put it under the string tree and then use my tool. There we go. B string in place, fantastic. So only 1 string left now and we're good to go. And this is the high E string. This is the 08 string gauge, which is gonna feel so super soft and slinky. Bangladesh, what's up? This is a vintage Icon V6. So let's repeat the exact same procedure. Take the upper hole of the tuning mechanism here and tighten the string, then pull it back 2 frets and then have it go 2 laps above itself so it locks in place. Okay, I attempted 3 but it didn't work. So I think are we good? No, we're not good. I just made 1. There we go, that's 2. Okay, now let's tighten this one. Now you got to be a little bit careful. This string, I imagine, snaps a whole lot easier. But we're good. All strings are in place. They're not in tune, but they're in place. So here we go. Now let's okay. Gonna cut them off. Doing good. How's it going? Doing good here. This is a fix I wanted to do for a long time, because it just pains me when I'm not playing a guitar that I know I typically love, and you know something is wrong with it. Oh, why is that Squire has 2 string trees and upper version has only 1 mostly? Personally, I like 2 string trees. Zer is asking, hi Chris, does having hybrid string sets on your guitar harm the neck? Good questions. No, having hybrid strings sets does not harm the neck, but you might need to do some adjustments, and that's exactly what I'm probably going to have to do with this upgrade. But it doesn't harm the neck unless you're like putting acoustic steel strings on a nylon string guitar. That kind of thing damages the guitar, but on an electric guitar, no. What was the other question? The string trees. Yeah, why doesn't this one have 2 string trees? Does it need 2 string trees? It's all about the angle strings. And as you can tell, this is a pretty decent angle. From what I can tell, it's almost perfect. You can see the angle that hits here. Should be pretty much or roughly the same. And I have the string tree angle to guide me, because that's actually the manufacturer's angle. And then the angle coming from here seems to be pretty much on spot, I guess. Maybe this one feels a little steeper, but so yeah, I don't know. This is not a Squire though, it's a vintage Icon V6, so maybe I can't tell you about the string trees. I don't know enough about guitar construction to answer that question. I just try to play them and that keeps me busy. So let's see here. We're gonna have to start tuning this thing, and I'm actually gonna connect a real tuner or to get some precision here, not just a clip-on tuner, because I suspect we're gonna have to do some intonation. Okay, so this is the B, woohoo, and it's C sharp. I could have snapped this one, damn it. B flat now. It was all the way up to C sharp, that's scary. Hopefully I won't need to stretch it now at least. Now we have, ooh, G sharp, also a bit scary. This one goes down to F sharp. Again, I'm gonna go for E flat standard tuning, so a half step below your normal tuning. Oh, this is a D string and it's actually B, so it has to go up to C sharp, which is the same as D flat. And then we have this string, which is supposed to be A flat, and now it's B, so also in the danger zone. I told you while I was doing this, I shouldn't tighten the last bit with this tool, yet I always do it. Don't ask me why. I don't know, I guess I like living on the edge, living in danger or something. Okay, now all strings have their target pitch, but since they're completely new, they probably already lost the pitch. So what I'm gonna do before attempting to start intonate is just stabilize the strings a little bit. And I do that simply by, I bend with my left hand, good practice, and then with my right hand here, I'm also helping stretching the string, just so I can be a bit more aggressive than if I only had my left hand. I saw a pic of Yngwie having uncut strings strung up, so I decided I would copy him to be cool. But sometimes it's noisy. Let's see, I'm gonna see if I missed any comments there. Looks exactly, yeah, it looks like a Stratocaster. Yeah, it's an S-style guitar. John Ortiz, I saw a pic of Yngwie. Yeah. Yeah, I don't really like that, you know, having uncut strings, because, you know, like you say, it's noisy and it gets stuck into things, and yeah, not my cup of tea. But yeah, sometimes it looks cool. Lots of guitarists who done that. Okay, so there's the E string. I've stretched it out. It seems a little bit more stable. Now let's stretch the B string. Again, I'm just using both hands to stretch the string. And actually what I'm doing is bending, right? But with two hands. And here's my tuner. Back up to B flat. Next string is G. Let's stretch it quite a bit. Let's see what Instagram is saying. Yeah, no more comments from Instagram. Back up to F sharp. And then we have a D string. Stretch it a little bit. Maybe start stretching it downwards. Again, when I synchronize both my right and left hand, I get more power here than if I just were bending the string. Up to C sharp. And then we have the A string. Stretch it. Ooh. I went down to E, freaking E. Okay, back up to G sharp. If it goes down too much, then you might have messed up here, and it looks kind of bad, to be honest. I hope I didn't mess this one up. Yeah, I might actually have messed this one up. I can't see it going over itself at any point. So this is badly wound. This might give me issues. Bad job. At some point the string has to cross over itself, otherwise it might go out of tune. And since this one dropped like 4 steps, I might have messed this one up, so I might have to redo it. And that's why maybe I shouldn't have cut it off as early as I did. So let's see if this one is gonna keep losing pitch. Then I know that I fucked up. Come on, please. Please, please, please. Well, it hasn't lost too much yet. The E string looks okay though. This one is properly done. I don't know how I managed to screw the A string up. I guess I was trying to speak to you guys. You know how it is, us males trying to do 2 things at the same time. Should have known better. Ooh, this one also loses pitch, so maybe I'm okay then, because this one I can see it's properly done, and it still lost a lot of pitch there. Maybe my A string will be okay, we'll see. The wound, I can't say that word. How is it pronounced? The wound strings usually are much more stable, I guess, in terms of, you know, slowly sliding because you attached them wrong. The plain strings are much worse for that. Okay, I'm almost done now, provided I don't need to install another A string. No, I'm in tune. Whew. Okay, so maybe it will work, at least for this session. As far as I can tell, yeah, it's not properly done. Damn it. Oh well, 1 string, I can live with that. Bangladesh, what do you mean the alignment? Okay, it's pretty good. Let's check string action and neck bow. Okay, so strings are now very low, which is expected when I went from 11 to 08. I might have to fix this because it might buzz a lot. Oh, but I like the feel so much. Damn it, so nice. Woo! Wow, it's awesome. Yeah, so yeah, I do like thin string gauges. Buzzing isn't that bad though, even though string gauge is extremely low. Who knows, but yeah, I might have to adjust the truss rod. But the first thing I'm gonna check now is intonation. So maybe you can hear a little bit of buzz here. Yeah. I wonder if I'm gonna give it a turn now already or wait a little bit. Because it might get even worse, you know, as you wait. And the guitar might take a day or so to readjust itself to the new string tension. In this case, the tension is, of course, much lower. So let's check the intonation. I'm gonna play the open string. And to make sure we're tuned with the open string, and that usually means your open chords are going to sound okay. But does it sound okay up here? Skin and Bones, what's up? Yep, we're in tune. Let's check the B string. Okay, open B string is in tune. Can you guys see it? There. The guitar name. So this is a vintage Icon V6. Yeah, also in tune, the B string. Let's check the G string. This one is not really in tune. So the G string might have to intonate that. Let's try the D string. Same thing here. So when I play the G string, which now says F sharp, because I'm going for E flat standard. When I play it openly, it's in tune. You can see the green light. When I play it on the 12th fret, you can see a red light here. Yeah, watching PlayStation. Woody Boy, vintage what? No, the brand is vintage. It's actually a brand called Vintage. So it's not vintage, it's a cheap guitar. Vintage Icon. So Vintage is the brand, and Icon I think is the series, and then V6 is the model. Zobung from Nagaland, India, what's up? What does Instagram say? I think just leaving the guitar tuned for a day or two fixes the buzz. Works in my case, especially when changing the gauge. What's the plan for today? So today the plan is to actually play this guitar. So as soon as it's intonated and it feels okay, we're gonna plug it in and we're gonna jam and we're gonna have fun. So Tam on Instagram says, hopefully it'll get fixed, the buzz, just by, you know, having the strings rest a little bit. Maybe. You have to consider that the tension on the neck has been greatly reduced. I went from 011 to 08. That's a lot. So it is expected that the neck kind of straightens itself. And I'm prepared maybe to take a little bit of buzz, unless I feel like doing a lot of scratchy, funky stuff, open like chords, you know. But we'll see how I use the guitar. Sometimes I adjust the neck depending on what I'm gonna play, you know. So, but for now, I think what I want to do is play like lead with a clean and overdriven tone here, so that this should work for that. What are you playing, Skin and Bones, on your PlayStation? What game? I don't know a lot about it, but maybe other people do. Okay, so we have an issue with intonation here. So I'm gonna have to go in and try to fix this intonation issue. And as we can tell, the G string here is all the way back. And I'm gonna have to pull it in the other way to fix this intonation issue where the string is flat. So let's do that. Now let's tune, let's tune back up. Can you guys, I need to put it here. That doesn't really work well though. Here you can see it. F sharp. Seems spot on to me. As you can see, a red light, it's bad. But of course, the string has to be tuned in the open position as well. So it's extremely unstable now. I don't know why. So maybe a little bit flat still. or maybe not. I'm gonna give it a couple of extra turns there, I think. Tune back up, because when I adjust the saddle, the open string gets affected as well. Now it seems pretty good, I think. But the G string is very unstable. It just loses its pitch. Let's stretch it a bit more. Yeah. Has major issues staying in tune overall, so that makes intonating harder. From what I can tell, the intonated note and the open one is identical now. So yeah, let's do the D string. Yep, this one is problematic as well. We have less margin here, but still quite some space to move it forward. So let's do that. Like, whoops, like that. Back up to pitch, which in this case is C sharp. Yep, spot on. Let's do the A string. So here's a little tip for you. Always intonate with new strings. G string is always a problem, that's right. It's nice to have the big screen and surround sound for YouTube. Oh, so you're watching me on PlayStation. That's awesome, man. Cool. So guitar alignment is the proper positioning and straightness of the neck. Frets, bridge, and other parts to ensure playability. Yeah, okay, I'm with you then. Yeah, we're doing part of that here. I haven't touched the neck or the truss rod yet, because again, I can take a little bit of buzz if playability is good. And also, that stuff tends to settle in a day after you've changed string gauges, so no point in being too rushed. Same thing is true here. You know, if I'm gonna change the truss rod, I might have to readjust the intonation as well. But since I don't foresee that with certainty, I'm just dealing with the intonation issues right away. Yeah, seems good. A little bit flat still, actually. So just one more turn there, see. Wait, I'm confused now. Was I doing the A or the... I'm getting confused. Was I really do the... Yeah, yeah, I'm mixing the strings up now. This is okay, so let's do the A string. Yeah, A string is fine. Now the E string. Maybe the E string doesn't need any adjustments. Which means we're close to playing this guitar. I'm gonna plug in and play it. Yeah, so same issue here. It's a little bit flat on the 12th fret. Yeah, we're good. Cool. So we can play this thing now. Pretty cool. Is Instagram saying something? Good morning, Vilar. What's up, my man? Okay. Are we good now? Crazy cool. Let's just see how it feels. Sounds a little bit out of tune, but playability is amazing. It's completely different. The strings are just like butter now. So such a difference. So I guess it was a bit optimistic to think that I could do the SRV thing, just swap the strings. That didn't work for me at all, actually. I have to say though, the strings feel unstable. I hope they'll settle in. I hope I did a decent job at attaching them. I know I messed up the A string. Looking at it, I actually think that no. Yeah, I might have messed up the D string as well. So there you go. I was trying to act cool and speak with you guys, but now, as far as I can tell, it's not really crossing itself. Only the E string is. Let's see the plain strings. Yeah, the G string looks good. B string, I think, looks good. Actually, I might have done a pretty bad job at attaching these strings, to be honest with you guys. Okay, so that just goes to show, don't be too cocky in your live streams. It looks like half of the strings are properly attached, so we'll see. Maybe I'll have to redo the whole thing, but don't worry, I won't do that with you guys. I'm gonna have to do it on my own to make sure it gets properly done. Let's just hope tuning is gonna be okay now, at least. Yeah, let's plug in to an amp, because then I have a better signal chain for tuning as well. And we'll see how it works out. Maybe I totally messed up, but that's a good thing as well. You get to see that we all mess up. At least I'm happy this isn't like an Elixir string set, because those are really expensive. This is a fairly cheap set. Okay, so let's see here. There on the floor, you can see my amp. That's what I'm gonna start off with. Yeah, it feels fantastic to play. So even if I have to reinstall all the strings, I guess it'll be worth it, because this feels much better now. Just a bit of a waste of money and your time maybe, but we all can fail. So yeah, Ernie Ball Extra Slinky. That's exactly what I'm using, Guy Canning. Thanks for filling in, Tam. Yeah, the Korg tuner is such a classic. I also have the Korg metronome here, though I have to confess I'm much more like a drum machine these days. Occasionally I do use it. Okay, I just so easy to play. guitar isn't aligned. What do you mean aligned? The buzz is okay now. I mean, it could be worse, but I mean, it could be better, but it's good enough for lead playing. Yes, 10. We're gonna do clean tone for sure. I mean, yes, most likely I will have to check the truss rod and that stuff out. But like I said, I don't really think there's any point in rushing, at least not if the guitar is playable, because there will be a certain movement like for up to 48 hours after you've swept the string gauge. Okay, so clean tone. So you can hear the string buzz isn't extreme by any means. Tuning is bad though. There you have some buzzing. That's a pretty bad buzz. The open string, probably too much for my liking. So this is a case where I'm gonna have to maybe fix with the truss rod. So the low E string, but I mean, you don't hear it for everything. And even the G string there is buzzing. Chorus on this. Sorry, mate. I'm really crappy at cover songs. I haven't played them for decades. So no Master of Puppets today. Really sorry about that. Tom is in love and envy with my right hand. Thank you so much. So you're digging my right hand work. That kind of thing. It's so it's the hybrid legato thing. Skin and Bones, working with F and C. So the chords, playing them on the 5th. F and C on the 5th. So you mean like F chord, like here, maybe? Is that it? is much more smooth now with the new string gauge. I'm really happy I changed it. But I think maybe I'm gonna try, right now you're hearing me through, let's see here. You're hearing me through this amp, the Mesa Boogie Mark V. But I'm using this speaker. Now I'm thinking about using this amp because it's a Fender Blues Junior and it's really nice with these cleans. It just has a clean tone that is awesome on its own. Oh, so you're playing, I'm going playing them on the 5th, 6th fret. 6th fret for the F. How do you play F on the 6th fret? Sorry, mate. No, okay. 5th for the D string. Sorry, mate. I'm not following you. That's okay, though. Okay, so let's try now. Let's try the other amp, just for fun. Double check that we're plugged in, yes. Okay. So my spontaneous reaction is that these strings sound much thinner, which they are, and you don't get that dark sound. Actually, I turned up the bass on the amp now more than I typically would. But the sound is still good and the playability is amazing. So I'm sure I sacrificed a bit of sound when going from these thicker string gauges, but I never really felt for it. And to be honest with you, I've never played very heavy gauges until recently. And it's worked really well for some of my electric guitars, but more for rhythm stuff and also my acoustic guitars. But for lead, I don't think I'm there yet, and maybe I will never be. I just think that I'm a slinky dude when it comes to lead playing. I want thin strings, because those thin strings really help you when you wanna, you know, do the tricky, the fancy stuff, the small tweaks, like subtle bends and that kind of thing, like that kind of thing. You know. Dennis, why didn't I learn to play guitar? I often dream of playing guitar. You can do it, man. Dennis on Instagram dreams about playing the guitar, but of course you can do it. You can start right away. Grab yourself a like a nylon string. They, at least here in Sweden, they're the cheapest ones. You can get one for like, I don't know, maybe $100 new, and then you can start playing, man. Playing some chords. Cool. Tam is saying, throw on a backing track and let's go. You're so right, Tam. Let's do it. Let's do a track. Where am I there? I have some playlists, one of them being Chris backing tracks. But we're gonna find something good for clean. Oh, this one maybe. C minor. So I'll be playing C sharp on this guitar because I'm down tuned. Frets 7 and 8 are buzzing. They might be. Yeah, it's okay up here. Sorry, I don't know any more songs. It's a cool play though. From a guitar. I found it on the floor. Maybe from my bass guitar, I think. So I think everything you're seeing me do now, all the lead stuff, is so much easier on this guitar now. And a lot of times I struggle with playing some of these techniques with a clean tone, but it definitely feels like it's made a whole lot easier with these 08 strings. Zero Hour, Vanilla Costu. So this, I think you're referring to the guitar. This is not like a Fender Strat or anything. This is a vintage Icon B6. It's a, you know, mid-price or cheap guitar, you could say. Is hybrid picking worth it? For sure. I use it all the time, specifically hybrid legato. So if you check out my right hand, that kind of thing, I use it all the time, especially when I want to go between when I want to go like and do some like 3 note per string, like, and then maybe I want to just play 1 note per string, so you know, so one. That stuff is made so much easier when you can pretty much assign 1 finger per string. So, like, whoops, I'm pretty much out of tune there, but, or maybe the instrument. seems sharp now. It's weird. Okay, but anyhow, that kind of thing. For that kind of thing, hybrid picking is superior. It just doesn't make sense to, you know, pick and then have your fingers being there and not helping out. It's a bit like you're moving to a new house and you have all your buddies and they're just standing there watching you, you know? So, and they're right beside, and they're your buddies and they're strong. They could help you, but they're not. That's exactly what, you know, just using the pick whenever you want to play more sophisticated runs. It's the same thing. You have your fingers freaking around, they should be helping out. You know? So I use that all the time. And of course, it takes some getting used to, but the question was whether they are worth it, and the answer is for sure. Tell us something about accenting notes. Accenting notes. I've been listening about it every now and then. So that's a question by Tom on Instagram. So the way you ask accent note is actually related to hybrid picking in a way, because a lot of my accents, you know, when I do, it's a bit exaggerated, but that accent comes from the hybrid finger, right? I could do it with the pick as well, but you get more snap out of your fingers generally. So that's, you know, one way you can accent notes, and you have to realize that if you're playing with a somewhat dynamic tone, so in other words, a tone that isn't compressed or has way too much distortion, then you can pretty much play the same notes, but depending on how you accent them, they're going to sound completely different. So, and the good thing is you don't really have to learn any new licks, but you can still play new licks just by varying the way you attack the strings and the way you accent the notes. So, you know, I can maybe try a little bit of that. I'm just playing pentatonics now, and I could either do like it, or I could do totally different, right? I could do like, or I could do also totally different. And so it does make a lot of sense to invest some time in being in control of accents and dynamics, because you're basically going to be able to progress faster if you can play new licks without having to learn new licks, right? So in essence, let's say you learned 20 licks and all of a sudden you master the ability to play them with different dynamics. Well, out of those 20 licks, you could probably get 100 licks, you know, just by combining, right? You have play lick number 3 and lick number 7 differently, and then combine them, you have a new lick, right? And then you can keep varying the dynamics. Just play the same licks, 3 and 7 again, but, you know, with different dynamics, and you get another lick, and you can keep on going like that. So that's why sometimes it can be perceived as a bit of magic when you see someone mastering improvisation, and you're like, wow, how can this person know so many different licks and stuff like that? But a lot of times it goes down to just a few patterns and the ability to throw in endless variations. So I often say that the most useful licks to learn are usually the shortest ones, the easiest ones, the ones that are easiest for you to manipulate in different ways, so they sound like new licks and patterns, whereas you started off with just one lick. Cool question, personal question. What do I do for a living? So I am a content creator, and I basically do anything to make the math work, which means I'm producing content, shorts, I sell courses, I have different memberships I sell, you know, if you want to learn guitar with me. And that's what I do for now. We'll see how long it works. I call it hybrid picking to avoid doing alternate picking. Aha! So maybe you mean economy picking then, so like where you cheat and you don't do strict alternate picking. That's also a technique, you know, you can do 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, and always, you know, change the downstrokes. I don't do that a whole lot. Actually, I'm pretty bad at it, especially with a clean tone. That's economy picking. With the alternate picking, you would do. I think that sounds better, but economy picking can sometimes be very handy for speed and for certain types of licks. Chris Jenkins, good to see you, mate. How you doing? So where is everybody from? I'm in Stockholm, Sweden, and it's getting close to lunchtime here. But I suspect if we have some US people here, they're going to be in the middle of the night, maybe, or early morning. Okay, but about this guitar, which I recently swapped string gauge on, it's not completely ready. I think I'm going to have to adjust the truss rod. But like I said, I'm probably going to wait till tomorrow or even longer. So just to make sure. Now, if I do check the string, the neck bow or the string action, there is a little bit of space. So, or actually no, the G string is dead on, but the D string is not. The A string has a little bit of movement, and the E string is okay. The high E string. So it seems like the thinner strings are just totally resting on the frets, and the E string is not, which is funny because it's pretty low here. Yeah, anyhow, I'm gonna have to look at that. 5 a.m. in the USA. Tasty Mike Murphy, I like your username, man. Death metal techniques. I'm crap at death metal. Sorry, man. I'm sorry for making fun of death metal. I'm really bad at that. That's in September, not now. Why do you think it was my birthday? Okay, let's see if we can find another backing track. Dark Children. Sayori, my man, what's up? Yes, clean tone. Let's try it. I'm in Stockholm, Sweden. Oh, you're still in the dark. 2 a.m. It's 11 a.m. here. See, you're watching me while fasting. Interesting, interesting. That just made me think about lunch. Am I evil for saying that? backing track, but I think I threw in I think I must have thrown in a key change there, and I don't seem to have mentioned it. Or maybe I'm just confused. B minor. Yeah. That's lousy of me. Let's try another one. Chill Moodscape in C minor. Almost dawn, say Ori. Cool. Makes sense. Keep ripping it up, though. You play the guitar too. Awesome, man. What do you play? C minor. See you later, Siori. Oh, you have an LTD? I don't know the name of the model, but Japanese guitar brands are great. Yeah, LTD is awesome. I do have an LTD MH1000. It's the blue guitar you see me play sometimes. Or a dark blue quilted top. Not this one. This is a vintage Icon D6. If you can give yourself guitar advice outside practice, what would it be? What do you mean outside practice? Like playing outside notes or stuff that doesn't relate to practicing? So I think Efkin Football Zizi has fallen asleep, and that's convenient because you have Zizi in your name. No, there we go. No, like advice from an experienced you to a novice that's just starting off. Good question there. So what advice do I have if you're just starting off and it doesn't have to relate to practicing? I do have some advice, and I think in order of priority, this would be the number one. You play guitar because there's stuff you love listening to. Don't forget about that, because it's easy to just ask, some random dude on the internet for advice, and they might tell you, well, you have to do this exercise if you want to get good, or, ear training is super important, or, you have to play a simple 12-bar blues, and all of that is a lie. It can be true, but it's most likely a lie for you. And that's because the only thing that's going to matter to you is the stuff you love listening to. You have to, from day one, make sure anything you practice or play on the guitar relates to the things you love listening to. And I'm not saying that because, that's how you're going to make quick progress. I'm saying that because if you don't do that, you're going to put the guitar down. So it doesn't matter if that dude saying you have to practice 12-bar blues was correct. If you put the guitar down, you'll never know. So that's why the number one priority is play stuff you love listening to. And I know what the objection is. Well, I'm a beginner. How the heck am I going to play Yngwie Malmsteen? I love listening to Yngwie Malmsteen. Well, even with Yngwie Malmsteen, you can find a riff, a chord, maybe a few bent notes or just a slow melody that you can play. And that's going to be enough to keep you motivated and inspired for a long time. So, never listen to anybody that says you should practice boring stuff in the beginning. They might technically be correct, but in reality, they are wrong, because that's going to make you put the guitar down, and you'll never know if they were correct or not because you put the guitar down. So this is the only thing you know for sure is true. As long as you keep on playing the guitar, then you're good. You're gonna get good eventually. So that's my advice. Number one advice. Everything you do from the beginning should relate to stuff you love listening to. I dis bonjour, Arbozez. Can't even say your name, but welcome. Comment vas-tu? Excellent effing footballs. I'm happy you like my advice. Oh, did the stream just freeze on Instagram? I hope not. I definitely hope not. But anyhow, that's gonna be my final words of advice for you guys. So just play the stuff you love listening to, or try to play it. It doesn't matter if you can't do it, but that's gonna be your goal. Everything should be structured around learning to play the things you love listening to. Otherwise, you're screwed. Trust me. Okay, have a good one. You guys are the absolute best. Love you. I'm Christopher Dahl. See you soon. Cheers.